Okay, welcome to week 2 of Healthcare Managerial Accounting. So I just wanted to spend a little bit of time going back over some of the basics that I mentioned in our introductory section. So if you go into the course introduction section, you're going to find the syllabus, and that's going to have the schedule for the semester. And basically what I'm planning to do is every other week you'll have a quiz, but the beginning of that week, including this week, I'll put out a practice quiz / graded assignment, and that will basically prep you for the quiz. So I'm actually working on the first quiz and graded assignment right now. So later today, and this is Tuesday, May 19th, I'll be sending out an email about the practice quiz graded assignment. That'll give you a chance to see what's going to be on the quiz. It'll also give you a chance to earn some points in the course. So I want to keep this pretty straightforward. It's always a little more challenging to do these online courses in terms of communications, but what I want to make clear is that if you have any questions along the way, you should email me or call me. I'm available pretty much anytime during the 10-week session together. So my main role here is to be of service to you and getting the most that you can out of this course. So that's just a little bit of a refresher about some things that I mentioned last week. So I posted these resource sites, and these resource sites I think you'll find helpful as we go through the course. There's some of the key sites that will give some good articles and good insight into some of the key healthcare, financial, and managerial accounting issues of the day. So we'll come back to that, but that's in the course introduction section. And also here are some articles that I will be referring to throughout the semester. And then LexisNexis, if you haven't signed up for it or used it yet, it's a resource that we have at the university for all students. It's actually managed by the library. And so if you go to the library site or click on here, you can access and do some research in that area. So that's just a little bit of a background. The other thing I wanted to mention, and we'll come back to this next week, but in the syllabus, there's a discussion about a term project. So I'd like you to look at the items that I suggested might be good term projects, and I'd like you to think about what you'd like to do in terms of writing a paper. So that's at the bottom of the syllabus, and I'm going to ask people to actually give me their focus area next week during week 3. So if you have time to think it over, but it's a good time to start looking at the areas and start to think about what interests you. And by the way, if there's something else that is related to the course that I haven't mentioned there and you'd like to work on it, I'm totally open to suggestions. But I thought the list I put out there might be a good starting point for you to think about. Okay, so let's take a look at week 2 and see what's going to go on in week 2. So in week 2, we shift our focus to talking about healthcare cost assignment and approaches to managing healthcare costs, and some do's and don'ts around healthcare cost management. And then we shift our focus into the topic of lean. And lean is one of the main quality improvement approaches that's been adopted in U.S. healthcare. And so you might ask, well, what does lean and quality improvement have to do with managerial accounting? And so I hope that as you look at some of the postings that I provide you, that you'll see that there's a direct connection here. Because lean, at the end of the day, is trying to help us to improve our throughput, improve our quality, and by eliminating what they call waste, what we may refer to as non-value-added activities. And so I think that it fits nicely into the realm of managerial accounting, because one of the big challenges that we know U.S. healthcare has is we are bloated in terms of cost. And so we're looking for solutions to the cost problem. And so I think lean provides us an opportunity to address the cost issue. And what's interesting about lean is that it does not push the idea of reducing headcount. In fact, lean is an advocate for making process improvements, eliminating waste without eliminating people. And some of the best run lean organizations, they make a commitment to the people that you can put waste elimination on the table without fear of losing your job. Because one of the fears that people often have about contributing ideas towards improving processes is that they may end up impacting their own jobs. And so that's something that we want to think about. So as I mentioned, I'm going to post a graded assignment and practice quiz, and I'll do that today, which is Tuesday the 19th, and I'll send out an email about that. And then on Thursday, I'll post the first quiz, and you'll see there's a very direct and strong connection between the practice quiz and the quiz. And I'll send out more details about the quiz when I post it. And then just in terms of a look ahead, in week 3, we're going to shift our focus to something called activity-based costing. And then we'll spend the other part of the week talking about some work that's been done by 2 Harvard Business School professors, Michael Porter and Robert Kaplan. And they have an idea about how we can fix the U.S. healthcare cost crisis, and really by using some of the managerial accounting tools that we're going to talk about throughout the course. And then next week, I'd also like you to do the project selection. So in terms of the week 2 readings and videos, if you click on this folder, you'll see that I've posted several items around healthcare cost management. There's an executive summary here, measuring and assessing accountability for healthcare spending, how not to cut healthcare cost, better care at lower cost, is it possible? And then I shift the focus to lean. So 7 ways lean health management can reduce cost, and going lean in healthcare. So what I expect is that, and you'll see this in the practice quiz that I post today, that the focus of the course is going to be on the things that I post. There is a textbook here, and if you haven't bought the textbook at this point, I'm going to say that you might be able to get by without it. But in some of the upcoming weeks, I'm going to put some problems that might make the textbook helpful. And the first couple of weeks, we could probably get by without the textbook. In the later weeks, you may find the textbook helpful. But in any case, in week 1 and week 2, I think, and thinking about the quiz that's coming up this week, if you go through what I've posted in the folders, then I think you'll be in excellent shape and for the quiz. And you'll see that in the practice quiz that I post later today. So, so at the end of the day, what we're trying to do in the first couple of weeks is to kind of build the foundation for where we're going to go. So the foundation is to first recognize that the U.S. healthcare system has a cost crisis. Okay, so we try to communicate that in the week 1 readings and videos. And then in week 2, we start to introduce this idea about how do we better understand the costs in the healthcare industry, and then what are some strategies that may work to help us improve the cost and the cost structure of the healthcare industry and healthcare firms. And then we'll continue that conversation by talking about lean and how lean might be able to help us in that pursuit. And then during week 3, we'll continue that conversation about, and so in week 3, we start to talk about some tools that we're going to use. The first tool is something called activity-based costing. And it's really it's a very simple tool, but, and I think sometimes powerful tools are very simple. And activity-based costing, we'll see next week, is a really quite straightforward and simple tool, but I think helps us to get a handle on cost and cost management. But we'll wait to get into that till next week. And then in the subsequent weeks, we'll talk about additional tools. We'll start to look at a tool called cost volume profit. Then we'll look at differential costing, and we'll look at target pricing. And so at the end of the day, my goal is that you leave this course with a strong overview of some of the key concepts that will be helpful in understanding managerial accounting, and also give you some tools and some insights that will be helpful to you in your educational pursuits and in your professional pursuits. So at this point, what I'd suggest is that you go through the folders, the week 1 and week 2 folders, and then that you please email me, please call me if you want to spend time on a webcast with me. Anything that will help you in your pursuit of getting the most that you can out of this course is what I want to see happen. Okay, so look forward to hearing from you, and talk to you soon.